Welcome to Relics Radio, your favorite weekly podcast dedicated to the metal detecting and treasure hunting community. Here are your hosts, Ken from Adventures in Dirt and Tony from 5280 Adventures.
Hey everyone, DK here from Adventures in Dirt. Welcome to another Relics Radio. It's Wednesday night here in Colorado, and we are excited to have the guest with me tonight. But let's go ahead and bring in my co-host. Hey Tony, are you with me tonight? Come on in here, buddy. Where's Tony? Dick,
Good morning.
Tony from
I'm
5280 here. Adventures. How are you?
Here. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm feeling, you know what? So I want to get it right out. I am feeling much better. Last week, holy cow, I got hit by something. Got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
And I could not make the show. So I appreciate all the messages and things like that when we had to cancel. It was because of me.
Yeah.
I'm still not 100%, but a heck of a lot better than I was last week. So
yeah, that's good. I'm glad.
Thanks for the break and all that. But I'm happy to be here this week because we've got a guest here we've been trying to get on for a while.
Yeah.
And, synced up on schedules. And now we can actually talk about a lot more about some stuff now. So, we're going to get into some good stuff tonight.
Excellent. When's the last time we talked? We talked on Relics Radio. We talked since Thanksgiving. I don't know if we have.
I don't think so.
How was your Thanksgiving?
We put out that little video for Thanksgiving, but I don't think we've been on since.
That's right. So, that's what I was thinking. I was like, did we do something? No, we did something.
Yeah. Gosh, it's been a while then.
How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, busy. All the, whole family, full house, lots of food. Turkey was phenomenal. Oh my gosh. Right. 21 weeks of raising that thing. And I tell you, it was worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it. So
it's a big bird, man.
Yeah, it was 23 pounder. It was good.
That's awesome. We had a small gathering. We had a real small gathering, and we did a beef tenderloin on my smoker, and then we smoked a turkey, also a small one, little tiny 12-pounder, just so we could have leftovers. Because my wife Sheila and I love leftover smoked turkey for the week after, So
absolutely,
it was a lot of fun. Small gathering, but really intimate and kind of cool. And we didn't have to clean up as big a mess after they left.
Right.
Like we normally do, right?
Yeah, we cleaned up for days after that.
Yeah.
But it was good. Leftovers are good. We got the tree, we kind of split up into two sections. We had a huge Thanksgiving lunch, and then after lunch we did the Christmas tree and got most of the grandkids to actually be involved and put ornaments on the tree. So, people, it's going to sound strange. There's absolutely 100% nothing better than having a tree with all of your ornaments on the first 2 feet around the tree. There's nothing up top. It's all the ornaments are down low. And that means that my grandkids got to decorate my tree. And every time I look at it, I'm very appreciative of it.
That's awesome.
Kind of ridiculous, but you know what? There's a meaning and love behind it. So very blessed.
I think we were talking about all the old ornaments that you've kept for years and years and years, and how the kids still kind of seem to want to see those old ornaments.
They do. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Really down in the chat, let me know, guys, if you guys have your trees up yet, if you got it decorated, or kind of some Thanksgiving traditions you guys have. Write me down in the live chat here, or if you're listening on the replay, leave us a comment about that. I'm always, I love to hear all traditions and family stuff. I'm such family oriented, so anything really hits home and stuff like that. So love to hear about those things.
I need to ask somebody something. I've got an audience tonight. My niece Savannah is here watching me down here in my studio. Savannah, how many trees do we have? How many trees do we have? A lot.
You have one in your bedroom and
one in your bedroom, I heard.
Yeah, one in the hallway, one in the bedroom, one in the front room. Jeez. Normally we have 7. And we have a really big, like 20-foot tree too that goes from the basement to the first floor, and we just didn't put that up. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, and I held her off till the weekend after Thanksgiving. I held her off as long as I could.
As long as you could. It's all downhill now.
Hey, let's say hello to people we got in the chat tonight.
Absolutely. Coming on early.
Yeah.
We've got Dalton Masterson 2932. Howdy. Robert. Oh, it's Robert T.
Oh,
Robert Thompson there.
All right. Yep. Good to see you.
Yeah. Always joining us. Bob Rose
Hello,
joining
Bob.
us. Yeah. Saying hi to Teresa, the treasure hunter. Hi, Teresa.
Good to see you.
Mr. Bill Hayes from the great state of Ohio.
Awesome.
How about that?
Robert in Nebraska. Good to see you.
Yep. Copper Joe.
Hey there, Copper Joe. Welcome, everybody. Well, appreciate you coming in.
Missing some people here.
Yeah.
Norm Peterson.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Hey, Norm. We all got to go, Norm. Right.
North Shore Relic.
There you go. North Shore.
Nice. Lots of people. Scott Ellis.
Scott, welcome.
Craig Thompson.
Excellent.
And Craig. How about Relic Rat? That's a good one.
Relic Rat. I like it.
Like seeing Relic Rat. Yep. Lurker Troy is actually piping in early. He usually likes to lurk until the end.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Hey, who's this face here?
Look at this. We got our buddy Gone Digging Matt. How are you, buddy? Good to see you popping in.
Hopefully everything's good and safe with his family. You've seen some pictures. They got some snow out there in Virginia. They were out sledding, I think.
Yeah. I've been meaning to call him, man. I haven't talked to Matt in quite a while. It's time for us to catch up.
Yeah. I'm surprised we're still allowed to call him Matt. It's, I figured by now we have to call him LT or Lieutenant or something. So
that's right.
More formal, more formalized.
Yeah.
How about getting diggy with it?
Oh, hey, how you doing there? Good to see you guys, man. Some other people I've been meaning to chat with and say hello.
Yeah.
I think they moved. They had moved out to Florida. I don't know if they're still out there or not. I need to touch base with them and get caught up. Yep.
That's right. Nick from Thin Blue Diggers.
Hello, Nick.
We got a lot of people. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to everybody here. We got a lot of people.
We do. How about this? Michael Workman. Michael, good to see you.
Very cool.
Welcome, everybody. We can go on and on and on. You guys are just jumping in. Josh Biz 74. Good to see you. Everyone's coming in. Welcome to Relics Radio. And tell you what, next Wednesday, make sure you tune in because Tony and I are having a Christmas special.
Yes.
That you won't want to miss. Christmas special next Wednesday, same time, right here on our various YouTube channels.
A lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff going on.
And still more planning to do as well.
Yeah. So before the family all comes in for Christmas Eve, come join us Wednesday night, next Wednesday, and we'll have a good time.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah. I don't know how much what you're giggling at there, but
well, I don't know. I got some things plans you don't even know about yet.
No, apparently. I was going to say we haven't confirmed some things yet. I don't know how far you're sticking my neck out there for.
Oh yeah, just show up, buddy. Just show up.
Actually, I did see that someone had said, "Hey, is that Tony or Santa Claus?" I know. Look how white I'm getting.
Yes.
Jeez.
We'll see next Wednesday what goes on with that. We can get a few ho's out of them. Maybe that would be.
Well, it might take some whiskeys to do that.
Well, then again,
we might make that happen too.
Might be that one. Ho, how about another whiskey? Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
Let's get to our guest, man. We've been wanting to get Troy on for quite a while, and we have little things in common, and we'd love to chat with him about it. So go ahead and bring him on.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Troy McCormick.
Hello there, gentlemen.
Troy, how are you?
I'm doing good, Ken. Thank you.
Great room you got behind you. Look, you got a few different detectors back there.
You
got
look at that.
Some paintings.
A little bit of this, and that painting is actually done on a white-tailed deer hide.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I saw the deer, and I was like, "Oh, cool! What's that? Is it a special frame?" And
there you go.
Oh, yeah,
That's
look
neat.
at that. Really cool.
Very cool.
A buddy of mine does those.
Yeah, nice. Well, hey, how are you? Like, whereabouts in the country are you, Troy? Like, we were talking before the show. I know you're not in Colorado, but whereabouts are you?
I tell people I'm in southern Indiana.
Okay.
And I'm actually, if you know where Louisville, Kentucky is, I'm on the other bank of the Ohio River, straight across.
Oh, all right. There we
So
go.
I'm as far south as you can be. And
Yeah, that is southern Indiana.
That's right.
So I'm not familiar. I've never been there. What's the weather pattern like? Like, are you guys still sunny? Are you starting to hit winter or what?
We've had snow twice in the last week, and it's very unusual for us.
Oh.
We can go through a whole winter and just have flurries. The Ohio River Valley has its own weather pattern. We're different than Kentucky, different from Indiana.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm used to the northeastern Ohio where you get the lakefront effect off of Erie. And once it snows, you're snowed in. You got dirty snow all the way through the entire winter.
Never get rid of it.
Oh, yeah. Never get everything's soupy and sloppy. And so, yeah. And then we get out here to Colorado. We'll get snow. And like right now, gosh, today, 50s, melted all the snow away. I think we're supposed to be 50s and 60s the next week. So
I've got a couple buddies that were up metal detecting today. So it got up to about 45 today. Most of the snow is gone. It's a little muddy because of it. But the ground's not frozen, so we're still detecting.
Excellent.
And ours freezes early here because we get down pretty low in the evenings and overnights. So that makes it difficult to extend that digging season.
We need to move where Troy is.
I know.
Out there. That sounds good to me.
That's right. So, hey, tell us a little bit about your history, how you got into metal detecting, treasure hunting, and kind of give us a whole overview of who you are.
Sure. I bought my first metal detector when I was 13 years old. I saved up and bought a bounty hunter back in the probably late 70s and just enjoyed metal detecting. Then I took on a career of got a bachelor's degree in natural resources, ended up working for the Indiana State Parks, got married, had some children. The metal detecting kind of went away for a couple decades while I was raising children. But I managed a state park in Indiana for quite a while. And then I started my own museum and exhibit design company that I've had for 31 years now. And along the way, I got involved with filming and producing videos and documentaries and TV shows, web page design for my museum clients. And so I get a little bit of technology here and there. And the metal detecting came back 10 years or so ago. And I'm just going strong with it. I just fell in love with it all over again.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
You missed it. You missed out on a lot of stuff, but for good reason. You raised a family, a career, and all those kind of things. Yeah. So glad you go back to it.
Yeah.
So I'm making up for it now, getting out and detecting wherever and whenever I can. I like to travel. That may come from, I hosted 2 different TV shows over the years. One was a adventure in Indiana, all outdoor adventures in Indiana, hunting, canoeing, mountain biking. We don't have mountain climbing in Indiana, but all outdoors. I did that for 5 years. And I started to run out of things to do, and I missed traveling. I ended up doing another show called Bootprints.tv, and I did international big game hunting. So I got to go. I've been to Africa on safari twice. I've been up in the Highlands of Scotland after red stag. I got to travel around. And, it was interesting because everywhere that I went, a lot of the hunters that I hunted with also had metal detectors.
Oh, really?
And so I started doing a couple episodes with metal detecting. One was down in South Carolina. In between deer hunts in the morning and the evening, we'd go metal detecting in the afternoon.
Right, perfect.
Started coming back into my life a little bit more.
Yeah,
in doing that, and I just went from there. So it's pretty rare that I don't have a metal detector in the back of my truck when I'm traveling for filming a fishing show or doing something these days.
You must have seen the community kind of really grow and grow by the time you got back into it. It sort of caught some fire. And
it did. Back when I first started, we didn't have pinpointers. We didn't have true discrimination. It was just like it was either a good signal or a bad signal.
Right.
So I got back into it, and the technology had gone so far. And so, for the last 10 years, I'm a big Mind Lab fan. Yeah. And so, I've had several different detectors, excuse me, but the quality of machines, the depth of the targets, and the signal discrimination is just top notch.
Yeah. Ever been out to Colorado, do any big game hunting out here?
Not in Colorado. I've been in Wyoming, Montana, Idaho. I've been all around you.
All around there, yeah.
But I haven't made it to Idaho yet.
Rocky Mountain region's great for the large game for sure.
Yeah.
Rabbits. You know.
Yeah. We grow them big out.
Colorado's a good mule deer, white-tailed
rabbits.
yeah.
Moose.
I do, you mentioned that. I do remember being in England and standing out in the middle of a field. There was nobody around me. And this rabbit, I don't know when in the world it was. This rabbit ran out. It's the size of a dog. I'm not even joking. And then this other one chased it. And I see these, I literally thought they were dogs running across the field. They were rabbits. I couldn't believe the size of them.
I've seen those large ones too. They're really huge. Really huge. So, hey, Troy, if you work in the state parks, you ever kick anybody out for metal detecting or have any run-ins with detectors?
No comment.
I have, and it was more of a. I was an assistant park manager for a year, and then I was a park manager in another park. But there wasn't much metal detecting in that park. The first one time, just had to educate a guy that certain parks in Indiana you're not allowed to hunt in. Some you can on a beach during the off season with a permit.
Yeah,
sure.
So it was interesting. I was actually in a state park earlier this year after the beach closed for the season, and you could sign up for a 1-day free permit, but you had to have that permit.
Yeah. Everyone listening, you just check your, if you're check your rules and regulations, and
it's amazing how every state and every agency is a little bit different.
Yeah.
It is. But here in Colorado, we have some cities that don't allow it. Yep. Some cities that restrict it to just probe digging only. Can't have anything else than a sort of screwdriver. Others, you need a permit. It's just all over the board. Yep. So you just really got to know. And it's always changing too when you get new, city
new regulations come along, and it's like whenever I travel, I'm checking hunting regulations, fishing regulations, and metal detecting regulations because they're so different as you move around the country.
Yeah.
This year alone, I've been metal detecting I've been up in New Hampshire and Virginia, South Carolina, Indiana, Kentucky.
Wow.
You just got to check, wherever you are, just to make sure you're in compliance.
Well, the good thing is you don't have to go to Ohio. There's nothing left in Ohio. So
that's what I hear. I keep hearing that over and over and
over.
All
the people in Ohio, they keep saying that. I have no idea why.
My last trip there, I found some nice stuff. Yeah.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't, Troy. Quick, mute his mic. I understand. Yeah, some people have found some pretty good stuff up there.
Absolutely.
You ever gone after Native American, relics?
Ooh.
Have you looked into that as much, or? I always keep my eye out when I'm detecting a picked cornfield, especially along the Ohio River Valley down here. We get lots of Native American artifacts get plowed up, agricultural fields and along the river banks. And, I love finding a good arrowhead. Sometimes there's a 3/4 axe head or part of a pestle or something that really can make your day.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's always cool when you find those and you're not expecting them. You just got to keep your eyes open. Whenever somebody tells me a field run that they've found points there or tools, I immediately change. My eyes are going one way, my ears are listening another way. And
it's
I'm just looking.
It's like finding a marble in a hole you're digging for metal. It's like, that's a whole different treasure that you're finding.
Yeah.
If you're digging a hole or walking and there's an arrowhead there.
We love finding marbles, man.
Incredible.
Oh, yeah.
It's so cool.
Marbles are cool.
Man, I tell my wife that, and she's like, I don't get it. She understands relics, but she doesn't quite understand the marbles. She thinks I've lost mine plenty of times. So
the old handmade clay marbles.
Those man.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Very cool. So you say you had some TV shows. You kind of been into that sort of realm or industry or thought process of getting into all that. I've seen you now twice on TV at least with this, with Expedition Unknown.
Right.
How'd that all come about? Because let's talk about your first appearance. How long ago was that when they filmed it, and then also when they released it? Because I know there's from experience, there's time periods between then.
So
why don't we start talking about that experience first?
In 2024, in the spring, maybe winter, I got a call from a buddy of mine who had written an article about this, the America's first train robbers, the Reno gang. And he'd written an article for a magazine. I belong to an organization called Hoosier Outdoor Writers. And we write and produce videos about outdoor things, hunting and fishing, metal detecting. And he has since moved to Arizona, but he gets this call from a producer out in Hollywood. And they had seen his article because they were wanting to do a story on the Reno gang. And they said, would you be interested in working with us on it? And he said, well, that's 20 years ago, an article that I wrote. I'm not even in Indiana anymore. I've moved away. But I've got a friend in Indiana that knows all about history and all about metal detecting. So he calls me up and says, Troy, he said, I've got this TV production company wanting to do the show in Indiana, and they need somebody. He said, have you ever heard of Expedition Unknown? And I'm like, yeah, it's my favorite show on TV.
Right. How about that?
Yeah.
And so then the next thing I know, I'm getting a call from one of the producers interested in knowing what I know about this train robbery that occurred just an hour north of where I live.
Oh, wow.
So it was not what I knew. In this case, it was who I knew. Yeah. And then it came down to what I knew because I was familiar with the story. I knew the area. I had done research on it before. And before long, I'm working with the script writer and the producer, the executive producer, and we're starting to put together this show about this train robbing gang in Seymour, Indiana. And the next thing I know, I'm out getting permissions, following up on some leads that I found. And they end up flying a crew out and spending 10 days here in Indiana. That was spring of 2004 to 2024.
There you go.
And then the show aired in November of 2024. So just a little over a year ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of the big things that I found on this Reno gang was I found the original homestead where the boys had grown up. And I still think that there's gold buried on that property. But there was another part of the story where there was a cave nearby that it was rumored that they would hide from the law, and they buried silver and gold. So that picture you just pulled up, go ahead and pull that up again.
Yeah.
So in that episode, the second half of the show, I take Josh Gates into this cave. We're metal detecting. We're getting further and further back, and it's raining outside.
Yeah.
And we finally get to where we can't go much further, and we notice, hey, that water's a little higher than what it was.
Yeah.
So we're kind of getting out of there as fast as we can. Of course, they build the hype up,
Sure.
With the film, and we're trying to get out of there. And one of the most common things I get from people who saw the show was, man, that cave experience looked really scary.
Yeah.
I had no idea that would be the big hit.
Right. You never know how they're going to edit it and put that together.
Well, and you never know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
Right.
It's amazing. I've been asked hundreds of times, did you guys plant the stuff that you found?
Yes.
Like,
that was one of our questions. We wanted to address that because we've been asked the same question.
On the Reno homestead, I found an Indian head penny. If I was going to plant something, I'd have buried a gold double eagle. Come on.
Right. Exactly.
That's
It was exciting to find the Indian head penny. One of the guys found a shield nickel, both in the Reno era when they would have lived on that property.
Nice.
And by the cave entrance, it's ironic. Josh is I probably shouldn't tell everybody, but Josh is allergic to poison ivy. So I had to scout the area around the cave, make sure we were going to be metal detecting. There wasn't a big patch of it somewhere. And so I said, why don't you go down this trail and I'm going to go up here on the hillside. And he no sooner got started and boom, he got a signal. And that's when he dug half of an old scissor type bullet mold for like a small 30 caliber pistol bolt.
Nice.
And then in the same hole, he digs an 1841 half dime. 1841.
What?
And we were like 15, 20 yards from the mouth of this cave.
Oh my gosh.
And it just could not have been two better finds to have had right there.
Wow.
We went there with metal detectors. We had no idea what we were going to find. That was very nerve-wracking for me. I know you guys have been through that. You've got all these, it's a whole camera crew from Hollywood, and you've got Josh Gates. I mean,
right.
That expectation, you're taking that expectation on
Fingers
because you know
crossed.
that it is 100% wild. There's nothing that's staged, at least on our part and your part as well. Like, it wasn't Hollywoodized or anything like that.
No.
It was like, what are we going to find that we can, because, we Ken and I are on YouTube, so we understand, trying to create a good episode and with finds and stories and this and different things. What happens if we don't find anything at this site that's wild? It's kind of nerve-wracking.
It's stressful. You hate to go out metal detecting by yourself and not find anything.
Yes, correct.
But when you got three guys with cameras, Josh Gates, and a drone, anything, that's bad.
But a long time ago, Jason, the quarter hoarder on YouTube, he always told me, I always tell this story. He said, Ken, he's like, I'm not always going to find the greatest stuff, but what I do find, I try to make interesting. And I think Josh is a master at that.
Yes.
And his whole production crew. Because he can take anything you do find and make it very interesting and wrap a whole show around it.
Like
and
a pull
masters out of bottle cap.
Yeah. Or pull tab.
A pull tab. Yeah.
Pull tab.
That made the show.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. We found a lot of stuff. It's just always was interesting how they were going to do the edit and stuff. Yeah. And people always ask Troy what Josh is like. And I'll give you the floor. And I'll let you go ahead and tell people what Josh Gates is like.
Josh on TV, is this very personable, high energy, great guy you'd want to go out and have a drink with and hang with. And in real life, he's exactly the same way. I got to spend time with him. We'd go out to have the crew. We'd go out and have dinner. We went to an Italian restaurant. We sat around drinking frozen margaritas. And there's Josh Gates. We're raising glasses, doing a toast. And he's telling stories about, traveling, all over the world. And it's just like we were on TV. I mean, he was just the same in person.
Yeah.
There is not an on and off switch once the cameras come on for his personality or his anything like that. He is who he is. And I think that's why all of his shows have done fantastic because he's so real. People and that's how you grow these things. YouTube, History Channel, all those people can relate to you because you're a real person. And I'm glad that you said it. We actually didn't even discuss that. I was worried, Ken, what the answer was going to be because Ken and I have our opinion. We didn't even ask Troy beforehand. So
a good story that I like to tell people, we were filming at this bar restaurant at the very beginning of the episode. We've got the history guy with his bow tie on, and he and Josh are at the table, and we got a band played over here. And we were done filming. Everybody broke to have lunch. And this couple, they come walking up to Josh, excuse me, can we say hi? And he just jumps up, shakes their hands, and they said, today is our nephew's birthday. And he and our niece are such huge fans of yours. We wanted to just say, and Josh is like, call him up, get him on the phone. The guy is shocked. He calls his nephew up. Josh takes the phone, wishes the kid a happy birthday. And it's just, there's no cameras running. Right. Everybody's gone.
Yeah.
Just Josh being Josh. He was just such a personal guy. Yeah.
Nope, you're muted.
Nope. So it was just, one of those classic examples. Yeah.
No, I absolutely agree. When the cameras were off for our lunch, we only filmed for one day with him. And when the cameras went off, we literally they had gone into town and had us all made like specialty sandwiches.
Right.
And everybody had them in a brown paper bag with our names on them, including Josh with his marker written Josh on the bag. And we literally sat on the front porch of this house in these rocking chairs with Josh Gates eating a sandwich out of a bag. And he was, telling stories and asking questions about us. I mean, just kind of all those different things. And it was a really good experience. Same thing you were talking about at the bar,
Right. But
Yeah.
I do have one other great Josh Gates story.
All right, we're up for those.
I've had two of my own shows. One went national, and it never had the viewership that Josh does, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of familiar with camera work and the editing and the different job titles. You know, you've got a director of production and you've got a grip and you got the camera operator. So the very first day we're filming and Josh and I are kind of standing next together. We just finished doing the intro. I'm all excited because it went so well. The crew's kind of all coming up and there's so many of them and there's people that have come out to watch. And Josh is like, I need a DDP up here. Someone get a DDP. I'm like, okay, director of photography, that's DP. I don't know what this is. I kind of felt bad. And then one of the guys comes running up, Josh, here's your Diet Dr. Pepper.
DDP stat.
So
DDP stat.
ever since then, because I like Diet Dr. Pepper, but now it's DDP.
That's a DDP.
DDP.
I'll have to remember that
awesome.
if we ever meet Troy in person. I'll be like, hey, you want to go for a DDP?
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's a good one.
We were relieved. We were so relieved because Tony and I had been part of other productions where it was people turning on a switch and coming on and being a character that they not normally are off camera.
Yeah.
We didn't know what to expect from Josh and his crew. And we were that's why we keep talking about it, is because we were so pleasantly
Such
pleased.
a positive experience.
What's that picture? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk over that.
No, you're good. You're good. I just threw it up there.
Yeah.
I do want to say, this is one of the guys, this is Ken Bailey over here, a friend of mine.
Yeah.
He was with us, but he did not get on the show. He's a cave and spelunking specialist.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And so I had him and a cave rescue group on standby, just in case we did run into any problems in the cave. And so he spent a lot of time helping us out, but he didn't make it into the show.
Wow, Troy, like it sounded like you really did a lot of pre-work, and probably the crew loved you for that, like having all this stuff arranged. And
well, I say it's the kind of stuff I work both behind the camera and I do most of my own editing. So I kind of knew what I would do or what I would want.
Yeah.
And I just had a blast working with, the professionals out in, from Hollywood.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. It was cool. So you go from that over to this latest thing. Now we were asking off camera, like if, did you just stay in touch with these guys? Did they end up popping back and getting a hold of you? Did you reach out to them and say, hey, I got a great idea, that kind of stuff?
Well, it's interesting because that aired in November, and then in December, I get a phone call from the executive producer, one of the executive producers of the show, and he says, Troy, have you ever heard of this stagecoach robbery out in Redding, California? And I said, well, yeah, actually, I was a firefighter for the Forest Service out there, and I heard about it. Yeah. And I had actually heard about it 40 years ago, right out of college. And they said, well, Josh wants you back on the show for another episode. And I'm like, what? I just was in shock. And I said, yeah, sign me up,
Right.
And that's all it took. And before I knew it, in February, I was flying out to California to work on another show with him.
Wow.
And it was one where, again, I was kind of familiar with the story. I knew where I wanted to start. I was able to work in some contacts, and we were on BLM land where the stagecoach robbery occurred. So it took a lot of extra effort to get permission to not only film, but to metal detect on federal land.
Wow.
And here's a shot inside of the local museum where we were filming. One of the handguns, the 44 caliber handgun used in the robbery, is on display here in the museum. So we shot a scene here.
Wow.
But it was exciting when I get called up. And after we finished filming out there in California, and I mean, I've been out there for 10 days filming with both Josh and Parker Schnabel for 5 days, and we're all saying goodbye. And I said, Josh, I just want to thank you again for having me out on a second time. Yeah. Josh goes, no problem, Troy. You're a fan favorite.
Really?
I don't know about that, but
wow.
I just think they like the enthusiasm that I offered up on the show.
There you go.
We didn't find any great treasures, but we found artifacts, and we got to tell two very unique stories that people don't know about. And when people ask me about, oh, that guy, he never finds anything. And I'm like, are you kidding? Expedition Unknown, they find stuff all the time. They find lost planes. They find lost ships. They find pieces of gold. They find artifacts, but they find history, and they know how to tell a story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know it, and I grew up all around Reading, and I never knew that story. I grew up in like Red Bluff and Corning and kind of all these smaller towns around there. I used to go to Lake Shasta all the time, had a houseboat up there. So I never heard that story. Now, again, I wasn't into history back then. I was a lot younger.
You know, I was out there fighting a fire, and one night sitting around a campfire, resting up, because I was on a night crew that fought the fires at night, where you could see the embers glowing after the main flames had gone through. So we're sitting around and getting ready to go out, and we're just talking treasure hunting stories. And some local guy told me about this big stagecoach robbery. And here, then 40 years later, I'm helping do a TV show about it. It's amazing.
So cool. So cool. It almost gave me goosebumps, because I could just imagine that, you know, like we have a lot of those stories around here. There's a lot of stories of stagecoach robberies and gangs, you know, back in the day, and pilfering and all that stuff.
I'll bet.
Yeah. And so, you know, hearing stories like that we don't know, it's like, man, that's really cool. Like, we can definitely identify with that.
Absolutely.
How much do you want to tell about the story versus just pointing everyone over there to go watch it?
Well, you know, it was so exciting. Do you have that intro piece can we run that maybe to start this discussion off?
Perfect.
Yeah, let's do that. Let me pull it up.
Because we've kind of introduced not only me, but another special guest.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let me know if you guys cannot hear this. We'll start it.
This is the area where this legendary robbery happened.
No, we're in the exact spot where the stagecoach robbery.
Stop there. Hold on a minute. So I'm going to ask questions during this. So when they show shots like that of the guy raising the rifle, like they actually didn't do that filming around you, right? Was those were actors they brought in, right?
A lot of times, like on the show of the Reno brothers, after we filmed everything we needed for the episode, some of the cameramen dressed up in the clothes.
Really?
They went out at night and filmed themselves digging the hole and putting the jar of gold coins down in it. But they filmed
I didn't know that
themselves.
Oh, no kidding.
This particular piece out in California, they found a company that had an old stagecoach very similar to what would have been used in that 1892 robbery. Got permission to, they probably rented it. They put some of their guys in period clothing and filmed themselves doing that reenactment.
So that was part of the crew?
Yeah.
Those guys were part of the crew? No kidding.
I'm going to have to go back and watch and see if we can identify anybody.
Yeah.
And so cool. That was filmed, a couple months after I had filmed with them.
Yeah.
Sure.
I filled in. Let's continue.
Go ahead.
He confesses that he buried it here. This is not just a legend. He said, I put some of it in the ground here. So any way you cut it, a lot of money.
There's a lot of gold out here.
When it gets to the river, go ahead and pause that again.
Yeah. I was going to say, I did watch the episode. It was wet. And I know we can talk more about that.
Any way you cut it.
Yeah, right there. Now, before Josh and Parker get there, I'm out scouting locations 3 days with the producer and the writer 3 days beforehand. The sun is out. It's a beautiful California day. That raging river down there was just a little creek
trickle.
And I knew where I wanted to detect. And then the rain started. And it rained for 4 days, 4 out of 5 days of filming. And I'm not talking sprinkles.
Yeah.
The local weatherman on the TV that night, he said that they had an atmospheric river dumping on the region.
Wow.
I'd never heard of such a thing. It was all being this water pulled up out of the ocean, coming across the land and just dumping on Redding, California.
Interesting.
It was just miserable. And that little creek and other creeks, they came up 3, 5, 6 feet. It was just unbelievable, the raging water coming down. And they had a really tough time keeping the cameras dry.
Yeah.
Because we had a hard time staying dry.
Right. I could imagine.
During the episode, like, I was very impressed, and I remember myself actually consciously thinking about this. There was no like, hey, we'll wait for this to pass in a week. Like, the whole thing got filmed regardless of what was coming down. You guys are still telling that story. And, Josh, you guys are all soaked in this one. And I was thinking, you're taking Josh in that cave last time. He's a prune. He's a shriveled up prune around every time that you guys get together.
Every time we go out, it's raining. But, it was one of those things where, I've had a lot of people on the internet say, don't you know how to read a weather report? Have you ever thought about delay? You have to remember, one, I had flown out from Indiana.
Yeah.
Parker had flown down from the Yukon. Josh has an extremely busy schedule, and he had these 5 days set aside. We had a crew of 10. We had permission from the federal BLM to be on their property on a certain day. And because we haven't talked much about it yet, but, we had this crossover from Gold Rush onto Expedition Unknown.
Right.
But we had executives from the Discovery Channel that were there on site. And so all these schedules, you just can't push them back until the rain hopefully stops someday.
Right.
So we just got together and we filmed all day in the rain. We went back to our hotels at night, and I would wring out my socks. I put the hairdryer in my boots. I had my adventure hat on that I had to tie a string up to hold it in position while it dried, and did laundry, usually the dryer, every night, just trying to get ready for the next day.
Yeah.
What a great story.
We got a comment real quick from Old Texas.
Yep.
I see that. It says, I swear detecting is never typical. Always something happening to keep you from finding that treasure.
Well, and the thing to remember too is we only had 5 days to find the treasure.
Yeah.
And we were only filming on the federal property for 2 days, where I really believe the first part of it was buried. So, just to go out in 4 or 5 days and find a treasure that's been lost for 160, 180 years. I mean, that's kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
Sure.
You just got to try.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
A lot of money.
There's a lot of gold out here.
I called in a little reinforcement. I figure if we're looking for historic gold, who better to call than Parker Schnabel?
Careful what you wish for.
Oh boy, hang on. We got something here. What is that?
Yes.
You got something? That's an
There's that little
old coin.
creek.
Look at that.
Yeah, that creek was running, huh?
Yeah, and back up just a little bit if you can show those ATVs.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. So the best part that you guys don't even know is I'm in the ATV ahead of Josh Gates. Since I was kind of helping lead where we were going in this show, they told me to lead the way. Now, I've only been on an ATV a couple times in my life. We were supposed to film this scene on horseback.
Oh.
Transitioning from one property to another property to continue the search. But after 4 days of pouring down rain, the owner of the horses said, no way, they'll break a leg out in all that mud and water and stuff.
Yeah.
So we got a hold of some guy, rented us these ATVs. This is probably the single most fun day of my life right here.
I've got a picture of this as well. We'll look at later with you guys on the ATV.
As we hit these creeks, we went through one creek and we kind of got together and, how are the cameras? Did they get the shots? Because it's me, Josh, Parker, and then we had another guy with us, our historian. And Josh comes up to me, or he rides up next to me. He says, Troy, I want to shoot this again, but I want you to hit that water. This is it right here, and give it all you got. So I hit that creek and almost nosedived it into the bottom.
Oh, no.
So the water you're seeing splashing up here is coming off my tires. And I'm thinking, I'm hitting Josh Gates with water and mud.
Yeah. Yeah. And he probably wanted that. He probably was looking for that because that would have been
absolutely.
great. That'd been great video. Yeah.
He's got, and I know we can talk a little bit more about it later, but his eye for the production side of it is impeccable. It's absolutely amazing.
He knows what he wants, what the camera angle is, if it needs to be slow-mo, if he needs to get the drone up, he's calling the shots out there because he's already visualized what he wants it to be.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right.
Hang on. We got something here. What is that?
Josh!
You got something? That's an old coin. Look at that. Wait a minute. This is a smoking gun.
Oh, this could crack the whole case wide open.
We're going to literally pan for gold.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is that gold? Shut up. Is that a hit?
Okay, hold that up a minute. Everybody wants to know. Can you back that up to that little gold nugget?
Yes.
Everybody keeps asking again, did you plant that gold nugget in the pan? No. We were filming on a commercial gold operation next to this very famous creek where they find gold all the time. And the river had come up. So where we wanted to pan was underwater.
Of course.
We got up into another area and moved some boulders, and they dug some dirt in front of those boulders, and they had trapped some gold.
Yeah.
Josh found both those nuggets out of just material scooped up off the creek bank.
Love it.
And that's a very highly gold producing area there. That whole section of California. One
of the best lines of the show is when he finds, because Parker had found some gold flakes, and then Josh finds he says something like, "The student has become the master."
That's funny.
Yes,
it was
hilarious.
None of
the look on Parker's face then after that was hilarious.
None of it is scripted.
Yes,
that those real parts. That's another good question I get. Are the shows heavily scripted? And as you guys know, there's a script outline almost, so that you make sure you're telling the parts of the story to keep it in a sequential order, and you don't miss the important things that you might, if you're just out filming, you might forget to say certain things. But Josh does so much ad-libbing and off-the-cuff stuff, and most of his humor is off the top of his head, and just, he's just funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
We absolutely came away with his, just feeling his sense of humor, his realism, and all those kind of. I know during our episode, at the end of the episode, we are all doing shots with him because we're looking for scotch
or some whiskey.
Cody's, whiskey.
Right.
And he says something to the effect of, does anybody want another one? Who am I kidding? We're gonna sit here and finish the bottle, completely off the cuff. He didn't say, "Hey, I'm gonna say this," or and it flows and it fits so perfectly, and it just puts you at ease. To almost for us to be ourselves as well. You're not so uptight and everything about what you're gonna say or how you're gonna say it.
Right.
And just completely it was amazing.
We keep talking about Parker. Maybe we should explain who Parker is.
Yeah, you're right.
Somebody might be listening and hear us talking about this Parker Schnabel. And go ahead, Troy. Tell us who Parker Schnabel is.
So I'll back up to when we were planning the episode and we're talking about looking for gold. And this was gold that had come from a gold mine. Mm. So we had nuggets, we had dust, we had
flakes.
Well, they had flakes, but they also had, when they mix in the mercury with it.
Oh yeah,
not bullion.
John Lamb talked about that. What is that called? Remember that?
I can't think of what it's called right now.
Talking about is in a vial.
Quicksilver.
Yeah.
So we had all these different things. It wasn't just gold coins. So they began thinking, well, almost the best guy to have to talk about gold mining is Parker Schnabel, one of the key players in the Discovery Channel's series Gold Rush. And they called me up and said, "Troy, what do you think if we bring Parker Schnabel in on this?" And I said, "Man, if you could swing that, what a great cross marketing type of a thing you could have." And he was so fun to work with. it's funny though. I don't get asked from people. I get asked all the time. Well, is Josh like he really is? People just kind of assume that Parker's like he is in the show.
Yeah, right.
And he's kind of a shy guy, but he's got this great sense of humor. He's very knowledgeable for as young as he is, and he was a blast to film with. He really was.
Yeah. The way the interaction came across during the gold panning, like you had said, it was phenomenal. If you guys listening haven't watched the episode, we urge you obviously to watch the whole episode, but just that segment where like you said, the student becomes the master was just it just makes such a lighthearted moment, and the personalities come out.
In another place, Josh finds an old suspender buckle, and a little later, I find a boot heel which still had the metal hobnails in it, and Parker's like, so there's someone running around without their pants and only one boot. Nobody would script that, but it was absolutely perfect for that moment in the show.
Yeah. And if you guys are missing it, we're talking about the Great Gold Rush Shootout, which is season 16, episode 3, right, Troy?
That's correct. This current
Expedition Unknown.
Yeah, current season.
So go back and check it out. You can find it on Discovery. Season 16, episode 3. And you can kind of hear more of what we're chatting about here in more in depth.
It's worth watching.
Yeah.
Well, I think all the Expedition Unknown episodes are worth watching.
Agreed.
Sure. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. I know I went on a Reddit page for Expedition Unknown, and because I wanted to see kind of what kind of questions people ask. And I just happened to mention that, I'm in the upcoming episode coming up. And boy, they really got a kick out of that. They're like, really? Oh God, we're going to ask you all kinds of questions. And it was kind of cool talking with people and chatting with people. Yeah. And you're right. Every question was, was this planet or that planet? Yeah. What was Josh like? Like that was the typical questions that came up. And exactly what you said, But so is that your ATV?
That was the one I was riding. I've got my Mind Lab Manticore strapped on the front here. It took a beating that day and still didn't touch the line. Good hardy machine. Yeah. And the best thing is having Josh and Parker on either side of me. But the second best thing was the fact that the sun was out.
It looks like you guys are starting to dry out right there.
Yeah. But perfect as you know, we're wearing the same clothes every day.
Yeah.
As you guys found out, did you film more than one day?
No, we filmed only one day.
Okay.
Just only one day for us.
One of the things
originally we were supposed to be there for 3 days.
Okay.
And then I think they kind of reworked the story and it narrowed it down to just 1 day for us for the
we came in the night before, spent the night in a hotel with them, and then and filmed the next day. Yeah.
They had, because I was in more than one segment, one of the key thing was I had to wear the same clothes every day, so it looked like we're out in one day and not changing clothes constantly.
Yes.
But with the pouring down rain and the mud, it was like laundry every night in the hotel.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat said it's a great show, lots of repeat watching, and I agree with that 100%. Like you just can't watch it once and let it go. You usually are rewinding a lot and watching things again. And it's a great show. It's been on since 2015 or something like that. He's been on for, I know 16th season, but I think 2015 is kind of when they first got started. And a friend of ours messaged us and said, I won't bring up the name, but he messaged us and said, I went up against Josh Gates for that gig, for that job, and lost. He said it was between him and I lost. And I believe him because of who he is. But it was just kind of an inside thing. I was like, oh, wow, you're kidding me.
Yeah, interesting.
Have you ever heard him tell the story of how he interviewed for the show?
No.
I don't think so.
Josh is a young guy out of college, and he's got a degree in drama and archaeology. And he was out with some friends. I think it was Tanzania, somewhere, and they were out hiking for an extended period of time. And he had done a couple of TV spots, and his agent calls him up, says, I need you back here now. There is a new show, and you're the perfect guy for it, but I need you here now. And Josh is like, well, I can get on a plane, but I won't have time to get cleaned up. He goes, agent said, don't shower, Don't change your clothes. Don't wash your hair. Come straight from the airport.
Oh
So
my God.
Josh shows up all travel worn and his hat's dirty, and he just got back from hiking in North Africa or somewhere, and they hired him.
And they said, "That's the guy."
Yeah,
That's the guy we're looking
that
for.
was actually traveling internationally and going out on adventures, and he just nailed it.
Yeah,
That's a great story.
That's a great story.
Huh.
That is a great story. What'd you think of the crew? So Tony and I loved the crew. Thought they were top notch.
Yeah.
Cameramen, producers, junior producers, sort of sound guys.
All
Sound
the way
guys always
sound
the
guy.
coolest. Like I was going to ask you about that little clip we just watched. Like, how did they handle the sound? Because you guys are wearing sort of rainproof gear, and that's going to sound like.
Well,
you know what I mean?
They take the muffled mic and put it under your shirt.
Yeah.
And then the rain cover is over that. So rain cover is rubbing the shirt, but you don't hear it through the mic. It's got a windscreen on it. And so it didn't cause any of the problem. And the guy right here on the left with the gray umbrella, you tell he's got something, a big board out from.
That's our buddy.
That's the soundboard right there.
Yeah.
And he's got all the microphones coming in there, and he's setting all the sound levels, and that's all he does. He's just the audio guy.
Yeah.
And he makes sure that there's no scratchiness on the microphones, or there's no extraneous ambient noise coming in, or somebody's talking somewhere. You know, he's got all that he's listening to. And here we've got 1, 2. I think we only have 2 cameramen there, but there were usually 3. Oh, I bet the third guy's got the drone up in the air.
Sure.
Right back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got some producers and writers over here. And the couple here in the foreground in the camo, those were a couple of our local metal detectors that unfortunately didn't get into the show because the rain came down so hard when we had them out that day.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a crew, usually about 9 or 10. By the time you get all the cameramen, the sound guy, the executive producer, the writer, the field producer, all those, they were outstanding. I mean, these people are quality. They know what they're doing. You know, here they've got the big plastic wrap over this camera. Here, the camera they're trying to keep dry with an umbrella, but he's got a waist mounted 3-axis stabilizer on, and so. Just trying to keep the cameras dry and the water spots off the lenses was a challenge on this episode.
Yeah,
I love the behind the scenes pictures. I know that I snuck some in, excuse me, as well.
I wish I'd taken 100 more.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's
because they didn't mind. They didn't mind if you.
No, they didn't mind.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
as long as it wasn't interfering with anything.
We've talked about it, and this is really this picture here, and this wasn't something we even talked about, but this picture here tells a story that if you're on site, you understand it. Josh probably set this up and said, all right, you over here, you're going to get both of us. The other camera is going to be lower over here. You're going to get the panning down low, you know, and just kind of directed that whole scene. And this picture shows kind of all of that's going on just to get one simple scene that they overlay with B-roll, and they do this and they do that. And that's just the one scene right there where they're panning for gold.
Yeah.
Right.
And how many times did this happen, Troy? Oh, so that's good. Troy, say that again.
Probably filmed it about 5 times.
Yeah.
Just that scene right there with those 2 cans of dirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they did other scenes out there. A one-take scene is pretty impressive. It doesn't happen very often. Even if you nail it in one take, they're probably going to do 2 or 3 more just in case.
Yeah.
You know, the cameraman might be zoomed in a little bit more, a little bit less. The drone might be repositioned somewhere else. The guys that are editing all this stuff have to take all these takes and all these hours and hours of footage to piece it together to come up with an episode that makes sense, looks good, and is fun to watch.
Yeah.
So we worked with the crews out in the field, but there's a whole nother group in the editing suite.
Sure. Ken, tell the story, like, you know which one I'm talking about. After the whole day of filming, when we talked with the producers and stuff, tell that story real quick.
Yeah, no, it was cool. Like we you know, Josh was getting ready to go, and we'd had all our said our goodbyes and drank all our whiskey, and the camera crew was kind of sitting there, and Tony and I both being YouTube guys, we're always we thought, well, we'll go over and talk to those camera guys and see if they can give us any tips for us shooting our YouTube channels. And they were just like, they put down all their gear, they stopped, they came over, and they're just like, oh yeah, just shoot. Just shoot.
Take shoot. And shoot.
Even if you don't think it's important, just shoot. Shoot your camera going down to your leg as you're looking for your gear. Shoot your camera coming back up as you're digging through your bags. Shoot your trunk lid coming down. Shoot your feet walking through the mud. Like, they just said, shoot everything, because the editing needs to have options, and you just shoot everything. No matter what, shoot everything at different angles, they said. Shoot everything at different angles, at odd angles. Shoot multiple times. Like, they just were giving us, and each other would feed off of each other. And his main cameraman, the guy with kind of the longer hair, he'd been with them for a long time, and they just had so much advice for us, and we're totally like, yeah, strap a GoPro to your shaft of your detector, and you know, because you're going to want the coil solid as you swing it over the ground, like all kinds of stuff, up shots, down shots.
Even if it's a 2-second piece of B-roll, it takes you that time to set up that GoPro on the shaft, to then go through, okay, I feel like I'm swinging too fast. Okay, now I swing a little bit slow. And it ends up being a 2-second piece of B-roll clip on there, but you got it. And it breaks it up. And, we all watch, if we're doing any production or video editing, you're watching TV shows completely differently than like your spouse does.
Yeah, right.
And you're watching it and you're going, oh, there's a break, 2 seconds, there's a break. And, we have such a short attention span. You need all of that B-roll in there to throw in to keep things moving and kind of bring it all together. And it's amazing. You can tell the difference of a crew that's been together. Right. Especially that one with Josh, because they're very good. Very, very good.
Yeah. He directs them, but they're usually already looking for
there. Right. Yeah. We noticed that as well. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I was just impressed by how in control he was of everything. I mean, like, you would say something, like, even when the cameras weren't rolling, you would say something and he would be like, oh wait, that's good. That's good. Ken, say that again. Go up on an undershot. You get up on an upshot, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Ken, say that again. Just like you said it. And I'd be like, blah, blah, blah. And he'd go, no, just like you said it a minute ago. Blah, blah, blah. No. You said it like this. Okay.
You were talking about the cameramen. Earlier we were talking about the pouring down rain day after day and how wet we all were. Yeah. One of the cameramen out there in California, he had actually filmed 2 seasons on the show Deadliest Catch.
Okay.
Which is filmed in the Bering Sea on crab boats. And water's crashing over.
Always soaking.
He said this filming in California we did was worse.
Oh,
really?
Worse than the Bering Sea, huh?
Worse than the Bering Sea in winter. So that kind of put it in perspective for me.
Wow.
Like I said, I grew up in that area, Northern California, and it gets rainy, and then it also can get blistering hot out there. You just never know what you're going to get. So I'm glad. Yeah, seeing all that footage, seeing your terrain just really brings back a lot of memories. And a lot of my family worked in forestry out there. That's why I was kind of shocked when you said that you worked in forestry out there. I kind of came up in that kind of, genre of careers and stuff, although I'd never did, but always heard stories and such about it. So that's fun, man. So much fun. So when are you going on again?
Oh, I don't know.
Can you give us a scoop?
The NDA signed.
I would like to get on again and find a pile of gold doubloons,
right, of course,
gold double eagles, and really find that jar or cash.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I am still looking for the Reno Gang treasure that we filmed. And funny little story. When we were filming the show with Josh, we went out into the cornfield and I kind of picked a spot and I was exhausted. We'd been detecting for 7 hours or 8 hours. And I got to an area and I stopped. Well, I went back a month later and kind of resumed just by myself metal detecting. and I found a pin-fired Civil War era bullet casing. These were only used during the Civil War, and they only made 11,000 of them, brought over from France. And I'm thinking one of the Reno gang had to have come home from the Civil War and brought it with him, probably.
Wow.
It's like, why couldn't we have found that on the show?
Yeah. Hey, I got something for you. So I was looking up stuff, and I found a comment from some guy on Reddit, on the Expedition Unknown Reddit. And I don't know if you saw it, but this guy said, I grew up on the Reno homestead. He said, there was a house there until early 2000s. It was my childhood home. The foundation they found is also basement walls. It was all rough cut limestone block, and I suspect was the original Reno home. Unfortunately, if they buried treasure in the basement, it would be near impossible to find it since it's all been filled in. He said, we suspected and joked living there that it was the Reno homestead, but we were never sure until now.
Wow.
Also, the bullet found was likely from us because we used to do a lot of target shooting there. More hills behind the house that used to be the backstop. And we also used to find a lot of Indian arrowheads in the hills and to the front of the house. So your show kind of helped him solidify that it was the Reno house, you know.
He did contact me, and he sent me a picture of the house that he grew up in.
Oh, he did.
Wow,
okay,
good.
Now, that was not the Reno house. It got torn down and another one built. And that was the one he lived in. That one's gotten torn down now, but he's got memories of living there on the site.
Yeah, how cool
is that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Small world, I tell you.
No doubt.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's get back onto your own detecting. Like, you've been detecting for a while. You detected off and on here and there. Like, can we talk about some of the things you have found? Like, can we talk about?
Well, actually, I want to let me interject real quick. We had a question in the chat.
Okay.
It says, ask Troy about the oldest coin he's ever found.
Do you know Relic Rat?
Is
he setting it up?
He's a friend of mine. He was with me when I found this.
Okay. All right.
So let me set the stage, though, because for the last 2 years, my goal has been to find a coin from the 1700s. And I have found 3 Spanish reals, 1807, 1805, and 1802.
Wow.
I just couldn't break into the 1700s. So I'm in Virginia just a couple months ago. Well, it was in November. And we're metal detecting a Civil War site. And do you have the photo of the MineLab CTX with a little coin on it?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Oh, look at that.
I'm looking for Civil War 3-ringer bullets, right?
Yeah. Sure.
And I dig this plug 20 yards from where the cars are parked. I'd gone back to put my coat up because it was getting hot, but I was still swinging as I walking back because everybody had run past that. And I flipped this out, and I'm like, oh, man, it's a cut piece of 8. You know, it's a real. That's very cool. But there's no date on it, so I can't know that if it's a 1700 coin or not. And then I find out some guy in the backfield, he found 2 cut reals, and one of them had a 17 on it. I go, So I was a little disappointed, you know. But I got home, and I could not place this coin to match up with any real. So I kind of put the word out, and Relic Rat helped me out, put me in contact with Relic Riley. And if you've got the other one there, it turns out that this was a cut piece. This is a pine tree shilling.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
1659.
1659. Wow.
So the overlay, that's the quarter piece that I found on top of a full coin. And I told Relic Rat, I go, as cool as this is, I still haven't found a coin from the 1700s.
True. Yeah, you still need that 1700s coin.
But I'm okay with that because I keep that little cut coin right here on my desk.
Look at that. You're gonna do you sleep with that thing under your pillow or what?
That's
I would.
awesome.
Right here while I'm working every day, right in front of it.
That. So cool, man.
1652. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
So cool. Very, very desired coin.
I'll take even a quarter part of it.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
And here we go again, Tony. 20 yards from the car.
I know.
I don't know what it is with 10 feet from the car and 20 yards from the car, or right as I was leaving, I had dug my last signal and bang. Like the next time we go out, I'm only digging 20 yards from the car. That's all I'm doing.
We run to the far areas of the field, the furthest away from the cars as you can get.
Yeah.
Because that's where we think everybody was right on the road, right there.
Right there.
How this point from 1652 traveled 600 miles to a wheat field in Virginia, I'll never know. And you can see where it's been shaved off of the outer edge. It's been cut, shaved some more. This coin passed through a lot of hands.
Yeah, it's really warm.
Amazing find.
But it is the prize of my finds now.
And God bless Relic Riley for helping you ID that. Like, he has been there for me personally so many times, and I know for my friends too. He has just helped the community so graciously, and like Relic Rat said, 3 days later. So for 3 days he was really trying to help you ID that. And
I went from, okay, this is a cut piece of real. That's nice, but I can't date it. And then I drive all the way back from Virginia. And it's 3 days later. And now it's like, oh my God, it's the oldest coin I've ever found. and Relic Riley, Relic Rat, they were both so excited for me. And I did a big post about it and had hundreds of people congratulating me on it. And so that was a great find for this year.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Speaking of
Riel, oh my goodness, look at that.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
You better not have found that in Ohio.
No, that was in New Hampshire. But it was 1802.
Oh,
just couldn't break that 1800 mark.
But what a beautiful coin. Look at that.
It's
it's a big chunk of coin.
Riels are gorgeous.
Yep. And what Riel was that? Was that
a 2 Riel?
2 Riel. Man, look at that sucker.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't found a 4 or an 8 yet. I've got a 2, a 2.5.
Can you imagine finding an 8? Oh my gosh.
No.
I figure in a Morgan silver dollar.
Yeah, that'd be just amazing.
Yeah.
Holy cow. That's beautiful, man.
Hey, I've got another find I want to talk to you about here really quick. Let me pull it up here. This was don't get too far into the story. Tell us what we're looking at here first. I can see a name on the front. I know that much.
Yeah, I can see that too.
This is like the exact opposite of the cut silver I found. I wasn't, super excited. And then days later, I got really excited. It was a pine tree shilling. This, when I dug it up, I clearly saw Rolex.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I found a Rolex. Even in this condition, it's got to be worth some money.
Yeah.
And got so
what's it doing there?
My buddy that was with me, he got even more excited. So, I did this big post about finding a Rolex. And of course, everybody's, oh, it's a fake. It's a fake. Is there a serial number on it? It has to have a serial number on it. No, there wasn't a serial number on it. I had one of those fake Rolex watches.
Yeah.
What a letdown.
I was going to say, how did it get there and why did they not kill themselves trying to go find it?
The interesting thing about that was I showed it to the landowner, an old gentleman, probably late 70s, maybe early 80s. And he goes, where'd you find that? And I said, well, right over there in the grassy area. And he goes, that used to be part of the farm field. He goes, can you wait a minute? He goes in his house. 10, 12 minutes later, he comes back out and he's got an old black and white photo. And it's of his dad and his dad's two brothers. So it's this guy's uncle. And on the left arm, you can see on his uncle's wrist that Rolex watch.
Oh my
no
gosh.
way.
He was always trying to show off to the family because he had moved away, gone to New York, came back as the successful man in the family.
Oh, I get it.
And you couldn't tell details, but it sure looked like
of course.
So I gave the guy the fake Rolex.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I felt like it was a family heirloom. He had the photo, he had the story, and he was so excited about it. And I had my excitement when I found it.
Yeah.
And the letdown, noticing that it had no serial number.
Yeah, I know what to look for next time.
and people that aren't into detecting just don't understand. They don't get that. But just think about that. You now know the story. You have some evidence that maybe it told a deeper story. You got excitement out of this, and you were able to give that excitement to the family members that probably think now they're holding this piece with the story. Now they know. Right. You know what I mean? It's just amazing. Yeah. It's just amazing.
I've always said that there are 3 parts to metal detecting. There's researching to find a place to detect. There is actually detecting and finding artifacts and relics. And then you get to research to find out what you found.
Yes.
And in this case, I was able to return it to a relative of the original owner. It just doesn't get more fun than that, you know?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Now, of course, if it'd been a $8,000-$10,000 real Rolex, that could have been fun too.
That would have been fun. It'd been a lot of fun. But yeah, those are my favorite finds. Some of my favorite finds are the ones where I know it's something cool. I can tell that much about it. I just don't know what it is. And so you do the research, and there's groups out there like ID Me and some other forums that you could post stuff on, and Finds Ball and all that. Very, very helpful. You know, Riley can be very helpful.
Right.
And, you know, I say that now he's going to get inundated. He's going to call me and be like, look, man. But all these people calling me. How old is this 3-ringer bullet?
Right.
Larry
there you
says,
go.
thank goodness there wasn't a hand attached to that Rolex.
Can you imagine?
No.
No, I don't even want to try.
Tony found
go there with it. Ooh.
Tony found a beaver trap
Yeah.
with a leg bone in it.
I can see that happening. Yeah.
Yeah, but no Rolexes with an arm bone in it. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Any gold, Troy? Any gold?
Well, gold rings, gold jewelry. I did find a human tooth with a gold filling in it one time.
Ooh,
Oh man, that's interesting.
wow.
Not a hand with a Rolex, but it was a gold filling.
Did you find that at a beach or like in the middle of a field?
Where was that? No, it was in like the backyard of a 1920s house. So someone might have gotten in a fist fight and gotten it knocked out for all I know.
Yeah, really.
Because I can't imagine anybody throwing it out on purpose.
Yeah,
You never know. But no, I'm still kind of bucket listing my first gold coin. Still waiting to find one.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. It's
What about your how about we do, you know, we usually ask, you know, and we try to break it down, but like favorite coin was ever found obviously would be your tree shilling.
Pine tree shilling, yep.
Yeah, that's an easy one. How about relic? Favorite relic that's just, you know, it's got the story, it's got the memory to it that you just can't forget.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Back in the early days when I was a young man, you know, we always respect cemeteries and never detect in a cemetery of any kind.
Right.
But every now and then I like the parking lots because they're in between, you know, where buggies might have been parked to go to a funeral or something. They're not always right next to the cemetery, but they're back away from it. I found an almost 10-inch long casket key, and it was shaped with the 3 marks for the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Wow.
And it was all chrome. It was a chrome key, and they said that they haven't used the stuff since the late 1800s.
Wow.
Some mortician dropped a casket key in the parking lot.
Oh my gosh.
Well, great find though.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty
But that
cool.
one always comes to mind when people ask.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, everyone has one, you know what I mean, that kind of takes you back and stuff.
Right.
And what would you say is your weirdest find? One that you're like, oh my gosh, that's just so weird that was here in this location.
Well, the human tooth with the gold filling kind of
That's kind of
that category too.
It does. It does.
But the weirdest one, I'm not sure on that one. What else I might come up with?
Tooth is pretty good, man.
I think tooth kind of steals the show on that one.
Yeah. Well, I've seen people find those grills, you know, that kind of mouthpieces,
full grill.
And
with the
full
golden
grill at the
diamonds.
beach or something. I think Merrill found one of those at the
In the last year, I have found more vape pens than ever.
Oh gosh.
You know, I like finding lighters. But
Yeah.
these vape pens are starting to show up now in the fields and roadsides.
Yeah.
I can do without those, but
yeah.
Well, there was a time also when you'd find the fidget spinners because every kid had those, and they'd be losing those in parks and
We still
playgrounds and all that kind of stuff.
We still find those. What about Okay, let's talk about white whales and bucket listers. Okay.
Ooh.
So white whale would be similar to bucket lister, but white whale is something that you should have found by now. Because your friends, Relic Rat and all your friends around you find them constantly, and you just can't seem to pull one.
I'd have to say any coin from the 1700s.
They've all
That's
found
been
them.
my white whale.
True.
Yeah.
I've gotten so close on numerous occasions. And large cents I've got from the 18 single digits to 18 teens, but I can't get into 1700s.
17s.
Keep waiting for a King George coin, but I'm not gonna. It's really hard in Indiana, so I've been trying to get more into the Northeast and the East, where you're more likely to find
the 17s.
older coins. Yeah, but that's my white whale. Any coin from the 1700s.
Wow.
Bucket lister, I'd have to still say any gold coin.
There you go.
Which is probably for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a bucket list for a lot of people for sure.
Yeah. Yep. We were lucky. Tony and I were both lucky enough to pull one on, and just you just don't believe you got it in your hand. You just don't believe what you're looking at because it's
was it a one or a $5 or
mine was a $1 and Tony's was a $5.
Cool.
Yeah.
He had to outdo me.
Of course I did. Five times better. That's how the Manicore works.
But he FaceTimed me from the field when he found it, and I've never been more excited for a buddy of mine who was shaking and very emotional. And it was I got it, and I just understood, and it was amazing, really amazing.
That's a bucket lister for a lot of people.
Yeah,
right.
Something I mean that you can go 40 years and people in this community still haven't found something like that.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty unique thing, of course.
Yeah,
I still get excited with flat buttons, anything Civil
Me too.
War.
Yes.
It's just the modern Lincoln pennies. Okay, probably not so much.
Well, now they quit making them, right? So in 100 years, like, oh my God, this is a 2025.
Yeah, you might be excited if you find a 2025 one, huh?
You're right.
Oh, I don't know.
Mass production year.
Yeah, no, probably
anything
not.
round in the hole gets me excited still.
Sure.
And if it's shiny, that much better.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Washers kill me every time because I'm like, you see the edge of it, right? Like these regular washers, you're like, oh my God. Or keys sometimes will look like a coin in the hole if they're on edge.
Right.
I don't know how many times. Like you called me last time we hunted, Tony, I think it was, and you're like, kid, come here. I got round in the hole, and I come over and it was like, what is it? And he unearthed it. It was like, oh, it was the end of the key. Just a heartbreaker.
Horrible.
So funny. Well, Troy, you've been a great guest, man. We appreciate you being on. Hour and a half goes by so quick.
Yeah, flies.
Wow, yeah.
But we wanted to have you on because we just appreciated you being on the show twice. We kind of had that connection with you a little bit, hadn't had that experience, and wanted to hear your side of it. And it really mimicked our experience, and really happy for you to have done that.
Yes.
And you know what? I know they're calling again. 100% guarantee they are calling again.
I'll be sure to let you know if they do.
Yeah.
They're going to call because there's a stagecoach robbery in Colorado that the three of us need to talk about.
That's what it is. We
I've
have some
done
information.
I've done a train robbery and a stagecoach robbery. Now I need to come up with a different kind of robbery.
We'll do a bank robbery.
Bank robbery, that would work.
Robbery.
All right.
Any gold robbers
our research.
week?
Ooh,
there we go. Maybe we could all get together sometime. That'd be a lot of fun.
That would be fun.
Hey, we'll let you have your last word. We'll put you back down in the green room, and we'll come say our goodbyes off the air. You okay with that?
Sounds great. I'm good. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, for the opportunity.
Yeah. You guys go check it out. The Great Gold Rush Shootout on Discovery, Expedition Unknown, Season 16, Episode 3. Go check out Troy McCormick and his buddy, Josh Gates, and all the great people there, Parker Snowball, all the people. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Too bad they didn't find the $10 million in lost treasure.
I know. It was because the river was so high. If the river wasn't so high, they didn't have all that once in a millennial type of rainfall, they would have found it.
No, I know what the problem was. I've got it. They didn't search 20 yards from the car. That's where
they were too far into the field.
They were too far in the field. It wasn't down by the river. It was 10 feet from the car. They didn't even think to swing there. I guarantee it. God, how many times have we heard that? Haven't done
great guest, and I love, we reached out to him a while ago, and we wanted to wait until after the episode came out so we can talk about kind of those behind the scenes, and we understand that as well. So what a great time to talk to somebody who's kind of we have that shared experience with. And I think it's phenomenal that we can sit here and attest about our experience, but then have somebody come on and describe the same exact experiences.
And he's very personal. Troy's very personal. You can kind of see why they like having him on. The way he explains and tells a story, he's just there. He's got it. You know what I mean?
Love it.
So wonderful guest. Definitely have to have him on again just to tell stories, man. I could listen to
after the next time he's on Expedition Unknown. So look at it for the third time.
Yeah. Excellent. What do you got going on, man? Let's get out of here.
I just want to mention real quick before we jump off, you guys do not want to miss next week. It's going to be February, December 17th, next Wednesday. We're going to do our Christmas special. Please join us. We'll have a great time. You guys, we're going to take care of the community, have some great stories with the community, and just really, have a good time for the Christmas holiday and stuff like that. So
it'll be fun.
Excuse me. Also, you can find me anywhere on social media, 5280-5280 Adventures. Lots of shorts, lots of memes, lots of videos. Please leave me some comments on all of that stuff. I love talking with people. Got some good emails this week from people reaching out to me and things like that. So I've had a great time reaching out, connecting with people out in the community, and absolutely love it. So 5280 Adventures, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that kind of good stuff. So.
And you can find me at 5281 Adventures because I swing the dais and I'm always one better.
Is that what it works?
You can find me at 5281 Adventures. Had to get you back.
All right.
Manicore comment.
I know. All right, buddy.
You can find me everywhere at Adventures in Dirt. I'm DK with Adventures in Dirt. Great to see you, everyone. Come join us in the chat. Thank you so much. I love the stories. I love the interaction there. And thanks again to Troy McCormick for coming on with us. Great guest. Everyone have a great time. Next Wednesday, you got to join us. And until then, get out and dig some holes. Make sure you cover them up and go get the good stuff. And if you do, tell us about it. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so much for listening to Relics Radio. We will see you back here next week for another exciting guest. Until then, get out and dig it all.